With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Background ambience brought to you in part by Midnight Syndicate, the perfect musical accompaniment for the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Friends, gamers, nerds of all flavors, lend us your ears. Welcome to the second season of A Fool's Quest. Previously, after a perilous journey across the violent waters of an unnamed river, the fools successfully arrive in the port of Tolli, the final city on their path to Tavir. There, they intend to meet with the Western Division of Gagme leadership. After disembarking, the fools scouted the city and decided to visit the Temple of the 12 Gods in hopes of receiving a blessing. While there, they discovered some disconcerting details about Malphaedor's young ward, Macy. Now, let's join Hobbes, the Tabaxi Ranger, Malphaedor, the Aasimar Paladin, and Dwarven Brewmaster Ingvald Porter Altbeir as they band together in their continued pursuit of A Fool's Quest.
So you guys popped back out into the gardens, you passed back through and you went to the merchants and you did some shopping out there. Real quick recap, what did you guys make for purchases?
I purchased a potion of greater healing.
I did as well. The merchant had two, and we each bought one.
Okay, so Ingvald and Malphaedor both got potions of greater healing.
Yes.
Hobbes, you were getting your land legs back after being in the ferry.
Just wandering around, following them.
Okay.
Smelling things, knocking things off tables.
The merchant at the alchemist location actually gives you a treat for Kevin.
Oh, sweet.
Hobbes eats the treat.
No.
He plays around with it on the floor.
Wouldn't eat a dog treat.
Or just slowly nudges it off the table.
That's how I give it to Kevin.
There you go.
Kevin catches it because he's just used to this crap.
I motion for the guy to put it on the table, and then I just
slide it off.
Yeah,
slide it
it's
off.
Very satisfying.
Am I aware, do Gagme buildings have bars or any form of drinking building in it, or would this one?
This one would. The outposts don't typically have any kind of extra. So the one in Cheddar does, but it is a training facility with a barracks and everything in it. Most of the outposts are a little bit more
bare bones.
Is there a bar nearby? Because I do have a keg of non-magic beer currently.
There are a couple of bars that are nearby.
But as a good entrepreneur, that could happen in the future.
You're a goddamn genius. You must have a goddamn IQ of 160. You are goddamn gifted.
Yep. Oh, yeah, every Gagme building should have a bar.
I believe so, too.
Yep. Where's
I endorse this endeavor.
Where is the nearest bar, really quick? I'm just going to stop in.
So there are several inns and taverns in the city. Most of them are connected. The one closest to you is the Rumor Mill Inn. It's a 2-story building of half-timbered walls with a black tile roof, and then it's got a really nice tiled mosaic floor.
Wow.
Yep.
So for them, I'll be selling. I haven't had time to brew the truffle beer. That would market really well here. If we stay for more than a day, I'm going to. So this one would be the herb beer that I brewed 2 cities ago, but Ingvald wanders up to the bar, greets the bartender, and buys one of his pints currently.
Okay. So as you walk into the taverns, you see bookshelves filled with old books that line the wall next to the hearth. And then the main lobby is completely open, and the innkeeper is sitting in a chair next to the hearth. So he's not actually behind the bar, but you do see it's a small bar, almost kind of like a
like a private
very
club.
tight. Yeah, a little bit more like a private club. But there's a lot of open seating and a lot of standing room there. It's just the bar itself is very, very tight.
Gotcha. Is there a barkeep, or is it just...
It's early in the day still, so there's no patrons in here, but the innkeeper is most likely the
bartender.
Yeah, the bartender as well. Or at least the bartender's not here yet.
I ask him for a brew.
Okay. Yeah. So
and while he's doing that, I'll meander over to the bookshelves and check out some book titles, see if anything stands out.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so you go and you talk to him, and he's like, "Oh, yes, I'm very sorry, I didn't see you come in." And he gets up, and he's a heavier set, fat guy, and but he like pulls himself out of the chair and lifts himself up and rubs some crumbs and stuff off his shirt to make himself presentable.
He's so neat.
And then he loafs over behind the bar, and he sits there for a second, puts his hands on the bar, and he's like, "Oh, remind me again, son. What did you want to drink?"
I want the best beer you have.
The best beer I have. Oh, gladly. And he goes over to one tap. There's literally three taps that he has there, and he pours one into a mug and sloshes around, and he takes a sniff of it first, and then takes a drink of it, and it's like running in his beard. And then he sets that cup down, and he goes and grabs another mug, and he starts pulling something off the second tap, and then he hands that one to you. He's like, "Oh, this is our most local favorite."
Ingvald thanks him, and I inquire, "Are you looking for any beers, sir?"
I'm always looking for new beers to put on tap here. Where do you hail from, son?
So I look across the interesting barkeep. I'm like, where I'm from doesn't matter, but I hail from Cheddar and from Gagme currently. I'm a traveling brewmaster. And I bang down my still very full keg on the bar and pour a little bit of the beer out into one of my own mugs and hand it to him.
A brewmaster, you say? I'd love to try your wares.
I hand it across the bar in gesture of good faith.
So, the portly innkeeper takes the mug, and he takes a large swig of it, and he swishes it around his mouth. Some of it dribbles down onto his beard and onto his shirt, and he sits there for a second, swallows, looks at you. His eyes are kind of, looking you up and down, and then thinking about the flavor. He starts to say something, opens his mouth really wide, and then puts the mug back up to his lips again and takes another drink until it's all the way gone. Then he slams it down on the bar, and he's like,
"Well, I'll be damned, son. This is a very good ale."
Thank you very much, sir. I'd love for you guys to sell this here in the city, especially after you've given me such a great draught. And how much are you willing to offer?
Well, normally for a keg here in town, at our establishment, we typically typically pay about 65 gold.
And take a long drink of the beer that he gave me, and peer across at him, and ask for. Let's see this in the wrong order. If you normally pay 65, I'd say this is worth 100.
You would say such a thing, wouldn't you?
All right, make your roll.
I get nothing to help us out. I'm a terrible marketer.
Well, he says, "Well, I do admit that this is one of the best beers that I've had. However, I do not want to raise my prices for my customers, so I do not intend on paying more than the average price for your wares. Do we have a deal at the 65, sir?"
It'd be a fine deal. Under one circumstance, anyone wearing a Gag Me cloak gets a discount.
Very good. What kind of discount do you have in mind?
Simple 10%.
10% it is. Agreed. All right. Are you guys getting a room here? Are you going on to... there's a Gag Me spot you got to go to. There's the judge that you got to talk to.
We have free board in a Gag Me building, though.
Yeah, we need to check in with the Gag Me facilities.
Okay.
I chugged the rest of whatever weird beer he gave me. Slam it down, shake his hand. Thank you, sir. And proceed out the door.
All right.
Once outside the building, I do ask Malphaedor, what did the books seem to be?
No, a lot of them are, works of fiction that were written in local, that were put up. Some of them are histories. There's a lot of geographic texts of the Tavir jungle, but a lot of that changes pretty quickly in Tavir from what you guys understand.
Any books with maps and such?
There are some books with maps, but they're typically older. So you could get them and get like a basic layout, but with the way the Taviran...
Actually, we have a really decent map from...
Yeah. We have a modern map.
Yeah. The way the Taviran jungle works, it expands really quickly in certain areas, and then it retracts in certain areas. It's chalked up to elven magics.
Cool.
So the actual geography a lot of times can differ from what the maps say. The roads are typically the same, though.
Okay.
Changes a lot like Tim and Terry's mom. Don't know why I took such a harsh attack.
So I tell Ingvald the books were more or less various instruments of local flash, little panache here and there, but nothing that really turned my attention.
Unfortunate. And I turn and keep walking.
Yeah.
Immediately lost my interest.
Yep.
Okay, so where do you guys go next?
Head for the Gag Me headquarters.
Okay. So as you had walked toward the nearest, and you did see, when you guys went to the temple too, you saw the Gag Me headquarters was there. So you make your way right towards the building. It's a small building. It's only one story.
It's not a big Gag Me presence in town.
No. It looks like it does have several rooms, but all the rooms are smaller.
You might go back to that inn.
You guys go to walk in?
Yeah.
As you guys walk into the door, Ingvald, you walk through the door first. Malphaedor, you're a couple steps behind him. And Malphaedor, you go to leave the door open so that Hobbes can walk in behind you, and then you notice that Hobbes has disappeared. He's not with you at all.
Is Macy still with us?
Macy's still with you.
Okay.
Yep.
Where's she? Is she at least behind him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
She's always like 3 or 5 steps behind me.
Yeah, right in
Good.
tow. But
the demon worshipper's not behind me.
Kevin and Hobbes have the demon worshiper.
That's all I fucking care about.
She prays to Kelemvor, the god of death.
Yeah. My god's about drinking and merriment, not about that dying shit.
Maybe she's just wishing safe passage to the other world for her folks or something.
A little late for that. It's been a few days.
Jesus.
No, she did the opposite of Jesus. He didn't exist in this world. Unfortunate for her.
Okay.
It's one of the southern deities. He's Jesus.
Okay, so you guys walk in to the Gag Me location, and there is a halfling sitting behind a desk writing on some parchment. Just jotting some stuff down, and she looks up, and she sees you guys as you walk in.
How may I... Oh, you're wearing cloaks. Welcome, friends.
Look across the counter. Yes.
She was kind of busy in what she was doing.
Right,
she barely
half
looked out.
Like just dry.
That's fair.
What can I help you guys with?
I am Malphaedor Bromroyo, and this is Ingvald Porter Altbeir.
Raise my mug.
And who is this young lady with you?
This is my servant, Macy.
Oh, well, greetings, Malphaedor, Ingvald, and Macy. What brings you into town?
We are on our way to Tavir with dire news indeed.
Oh, such as?
We were part of a entourage, including Chief Instructor Munster.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Yes, well, he is no more. We were ambushed in the valley on the way here.
By the gods.
Yes, we lost several very good members of Gagny that day. But we endeavored to continue on to Tavir to report what has happened and also to fulfill our mandate to go to the gathering.
Interesting news indeed, absolutely. My name is Mutani. And I am not able to go with you, but I can definitely offer you some supplies, and I'm willing to pay for some horses from here to Tavir, some Taviran horses that will actually be on a return trip, so it'll be a bit cheaper to ride them back through the jungle.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Very good. Yes, I will take care of that right away. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Have you heard any news, aside from what I've just recanted to you, of what has transpired?
I have not heard anything, really. I apologize.
Ingvald speaks up. When were you guys not made aware that we were supposed to pass through the city on our way there?
I wasn't, no. Our general unit leader is a boat captain as well, so he travels quite often by sea. Any news would have been addressed to him, and he hasn't been here in close to, I'd say, a month.
A few more questions. Are you familiar with the name Whispers?
No. Whispers? No.
Does the name Douche do anything for you?
Douche. Yes. Yes, I'm familiar with that.
What can you tell me of this Douche?
Douche was someone who used to be a higher personnel within Gagme that chose to leave the organization, which happens. You know, we thought it was a retirement. Why? What's come of him?
Well, it seems that Douche is behind the ambush.
Douche is?
Ingvald reaches across and just puts a hand on Malphaedor. We should probably keep some things with us until we get to
Very well.
The last city.
Understandable. Would you like a message sent to Cheddar on your behalf?
Yes, that would be very appropriate, I think.
Yes, please.
Notifying them of what has transpired, especially to Chief Instructor Munster and his entourage.
Very good. So here's what I'll do. I will go acquire horses for your travels. I will send a message for you. So go ahead and write out a message, and I'll get that sent right away. And then meet back in 2 hours here.
Very good.
Sounds perfect.
Yes. Well, in that case, I will require parchment and quill and ink.
Yep. So Mew stands up from behind her desk and hands you an ink quill, and she's like,
"Please have a seat here." She
slides some of the paperwork that she has over into a pile, and you see some empty pieces of parchment there that you can write on. There's also a seal. There's a Gagme seal, but it's for this. It's the Taviran division, so it's not the
right.
You know, not your own, but you can definitely
right. At least it'll give it. Let them know where it's coming from.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
So Mew goes to leave the building, and she asks as she's leaving,
"Would you like Macy to accompany me to load up the horses once we get them?"
Macy, see that the gear is packed accordingly.
Perfect.
So Macy does a slight bow, like a peasant would do to an old person, a nobleman, and
yes, my lord.
Yes, my lord.
I do keep all of my equipment on my person. I don't really want Macy to touch it after the whole altar thing.
Macy gets smashed. drinking your booze all.
Yeah, I'm going to keep.
Okay. So those two leave, and Mew immediately gives you full access to the building there.
Oh, I am going to let Malphaedor write everything because I'm obviously an idiot.
As Macy is exiting the building, I'm going to use my divine sense to detect for good or evil on either of those. On Macy and Mutani.
For some reason, I don't trust Mutani.
You ain't there.
It's not like her name's Mutiny or anything.
Yeah, can you fucking spelling on that last bit?
It's two different names. Her first name's Mew. Her last name is Tanny.
I don't think it's Tanny isn't the color. I don't like it much.
Okay, you do not get a sense evil on either one of them. You don't really get a sense good on either of them either.
That's fine.
They're both kind of gray there.
That's fine.
Fair enough.
Evil is really what we're more concerned with.
Yeah.
I still distrust both of them.
I'm good with neutral.
Right, yeah. I'm going to let you write the letter.
I'll continue writing the letter.
As he writes the letter, I'm going to go look for Hobbes.
Yeah.
Being he's not on our heels being weird, which is odd. So,
it's not like weaving in and out of your ankles.
Yeah.
So those two, the door closed behind you, or the door closed behind them, and then Ingvald, you wait about 2 minutes to know that they're gone, and you go peek your head out the door, and you're like,
yeah,
I
am currently incredibly distrustful of both them and why the cat is gone. Like, general level suspicion, because I don't like anything that's currently going on. So I'm going to go out in the street and just kind of look for the cat.
23.
You don't see shit.
Stealth.
I got to roll for that?
Yeah, you got to make a perception check.
Oh, nat 20, so I can find the stupid fucking cat. Wait, so what I got?
I don't think your perception bonus is bigger than my stealth bonus.
Perception, 22. Fucking dick, dude.
Damn, so close.
Beast rolls for both of you.
Wait, 22, but I have proficiency on that one, damn?
That probably includes your proficiency.
Oh, it does include my proficiency.
Yeah.
4, is there a way for me? Wait.
Because like my stealth
what
is
are
plus
your
4,
blessings
plus
for,
my plus 2.
My blessing's all health related.
Oh, that's
related.
Right.
2 seconds to look through this. I want to see if I've got a way to get around this.
Nope. There's no way.
Peripheral, and it's like, was that? No. Oh,
is that a save, technically?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a
no,
save?
no.
I was like,
You're
I have
doing a
advantage
check.
on
What
it?
you have advantage on is for a save. What you're doing a check right now.
It's a skill check.
Darn, it's like, oh, if it's a save, I have advantage on it. There's a way for me to get him on one of these.
So I will include in the letter the details of the ambush, the names of the Gagme officials that fell in the battle, including the 2 that were accompanying Instructor Munster and Michelangelo, and then close it with a statement that we are continuing on to Tavir to let the assembly know what has happened, and also to make a presence from the Cheddar chapter on their behalf.
Okay, so you then take the, it's like a little ladle that has the wax, and you melt it over a candle, you pour it on the parchment, and then you seal it with the Gagme Taviran steel. Or seal, not steel.
Very good.
I really wish we had like a magic spell to put on this, so like whoever the messenger couldn't open it or something. But none of us know how to use magic, so. And the one who does is off fucking around.
I don't know any magic that would be helpful.
That's what I'm saying. None of us can do magic. You're the one who can, and you're off just doing stuff. He can do like
he can do as much
spell.
magic as
I can do some stuff, but not anything like
not a sealing spell.
Explosive runes or something like that. That'd be great.
Open it, dairy bitch.
Okay. So you write up the letter. You start perusing through some of the other items that are there, looking through what they're doing. It looks like this small division has about 6 people that reside out of this building. 5 that typically take a small boat out, and they rotate who stays at. There's like a schedule that they have in this journal. And typically what they do is they research these different books for items that are out there in the world that Gagme would like to collect and recover and either identify if they work or just house them in a museum. You know,
Interesting.
So different. It's a division of artifact hunters, essentially.
Cool. Anything that really catches my eye, it's like, oh, that's really neat, and maybe I'll make
any cool artifacts.
You do stumble across. So they have them broken. They have their some of them are just pieces of parchment, some are scrolls, some are actual full-on books. But they have them broken into 2 shelves. One shelf is stuff that they've found or has been found by Gagme. Not necessarily this division, but it has been found. And then another shelf is stuff that hasn't been found. So while you are looking over there, you do find something that strikes your eye that talks about a horn. And apparently when you blow this horn, it can freeze somebody into an invisible cell where they can't use magic.
Vaguely fucking familiar.
Sounds like it may have some very useful applications in an upcoming...
we don't find the horn itself. We only find...
Yeah, you find a book about it. So the book is called The Horn of Abigail the Wanderer.
And does this guild or this group hide all their... Or not hide, I mean, put all their stuff in their building, or they send it off to some museum?
They typically send it off wherever. So they send it off wherever Gagme sends them. So it looks like this group here, this cell of Gagme, they do the research and then they submit over to the Gagme leadership. Typically Tavir is where they would send their request to go hunt for specific things. Tavir, that stronger group, that's where their training facility is, like the Cheddar one from the Dairy Coast. Once they kind of review those different artifacts that they're looking for, they then give an assignment and say, hey, you can go look for these ones. So that's why the group can be gone for a month or 2 at a time and leave one person at the outpost doing more research.
Going through this book, would I be able to maybe copy down some highlights of their search and some of the clues laid out in the book?
Yeah, you could do that. Yep.
Yeah, that would definitely be interesting.
She left you the ink, quill, and parchment, and you have about an hour and 40 minutes to strike stuff down. It only took you about 15 minutes to scroll out what you wanted to, and then seal it, and then kind of peruse the books and find one that really caught your eye.
That one's interesting, so I'll make some notes.
Yeah, I wandered back into the building, being I couldn't see Hobbes screwing around out there. Are there any longer hallways or anything nearby to look down or wander around in? While he writes?
No. Most of them are one bedroom, small. There's a kitchen that's there. There does appear to be some sort of plumbing in the city here, which is kind of rare. But you assume most of it probably routes out to the river. So it does have a little bathroom facility, a chamber.
While I wait, since we're not doing anything, I'm going to brew a fresh batch of beer. I'm going to use the truffles and mint that we found.
Okay.
Does it add any qualities to the beer at all outside of flavor, or is it just some flavoring agent?
It's just going to be a flavoring agent. We could probably put together some kind of random roll thing to see if your ingredients give something additional, but we'll have to work on that off.
So I make a truffle mint IPA, and that's going to be my current beer then.
I like it.
We'll call that the truffling.
The truffling.
Actually, no, we're going to call it Catruffled. Sorry. The newest beer is going to be called Catruffled.
All right.
Anywhere near the fucking microphone.
So Mew comes back with Macy, and Macy comes through the door first while Mew is tying up the horses. And so she walks through the door and she smiles at you both, and Ingvald gets a shiver down his spine.
I take a drink of my new beer and turn slightly away, nyeh.
Go away, you evil psycho.
I'm very distrusting.
Just so you guys know, there are 3 different gods of death in this realm, because there are 3 different ideals around what happens when you die. So,
did we ever get specifics on which god of death this one was?
We did not.
She's probably
Damn
just
it.
praying for their souls or whatever.
But she's not
Something
evil. None
totally
of the gods of death
innocent.
are evil, just so you guys know.
Oh, it's probably the many-faced god.
It was the many-faced god. He said that.
Yes. Judging by the look of the altar.
The many faces on the statue was probably a good hint.
Death, lawful neutral.
Lawful neutral. Oh, cool. She's not against us.
Yeah, none of the gods of death are evil. There are some gods of evil, but not. There are 3 gods that are evil, but
lawful neutral,
and true neutral.
Which one's Loki?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Loki's true neutral? Really?
Yeah, the trickster god.
He seemed malicious in everything I've heard about him. Cool. Well, I have truffled, and I still don't trust this lady.
Very fair.
Because I don't know this information, technically speaking.
So she comes in and she smiles. Well, first of all, she's a 15-year-old girl, so she's terrifying already. Second, she clearly worships the god of death.
Yeah,
So
I'm 95. I have an overmature 15-year-old. I'm terrified of this situation. Like, I've seen a lot of humans in my years. This one, daunting.
yeah, she's like, I'd love to go on an adventure with an angry dwarf, a demon-looking fucking paladin, and some cat with its dog.
Yeah. Big-ass
That's
cat.
what I want to do with my spare time.
A big-ass cat with a pet, an angry drunk who just runs around doing whatever he wants.
And a very bipolar paladin.
Yeah, yeah. A rich boy paladin who's kind of a dick sometimes.
And can kind of turn into a badass demon-looking
She
thing.
hasn't seen that yet,
Yeah.
but
Not
that's going to
yet.
be bad the first time.
Yeah.
She might worship you.
We'll see.
Like, new god. Terrifying. Like it.
Just saying, at the end of the day,
Hey.
she has had no problem sleeping. Like, she's a
That
terrifying
one, yeah.
creature.
That one makes
Yeah.
death. I like him.
Okay. So Mew comes back in, and she says, she actually has a boy come in with her who's all in leathers. He's got a sack on his back, a satchel on his back, and she's like,
Here's the courier that will be taking your letter to Cheddar. Have you finished composing your message?
Okay. I feign like I'm giving some sort of a benediction to the scroll, but I'm going to invoke another instance of my divine sense and see if there's anything funky with the courier.
the courier, yeah, it's just good or evil, right?
Yeah.
He reads back as good.
Okay. He's just a nice boy.
He's a nice
what
kid.
Are you?
Well, Mew goes over and she takes a key off her necklace and unlocks one of the drawers that are there and pulls out a drawer, and there's quite a bit of gold in there. Gold, silver, stuff like that. It's all in little bags. And she grabs one of the bags and hands it to the courier, and she says,
This is with the utmost importance. Ride there hard.
Fly swiftly.
So she hands it to him. And then she says,
I will be sending my own version of your letter by ship, just in case.
Very good.
I was going to make a pun. No, it's fine.
Thank you.
I say, is that one day shipping? All right, back to what we're doing.
All right.
Ingvald drowns.
No water anywhere. Just drown.
He's really good at falling and sinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thinking is just water falling.
Mew says,
The horses have also been tied out. Macy has them already. Is there anything else we need to do before you go?
Are we good on rations?
Yeah, should be fine.
I stock up on some extra rations, considering we have an extra person in tow.
I ask Ingvald asks Mew how far should the horse ride be?
From here to Tavir on foot is about 5 days, so you should be able to make it in, let's say, 3 days. The first day will go fast, but as you hit the jungle, you will obviously slow quite a bit.
Also, I'll take a look at the what sparse armory they may have, and see if there's any leather armor or anything like that that would maybe fit Macy.
Oh yeah, we should probably suit her up at some point.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely armor that will help, that will fit.
Okay.
That will fit Macy.
Yeah,
So
I want to get her at least travel ready, and
No weapons.
Are you trying to make your own Podrick Payne from Game of Thrones? Like, take this.
no, I'm trying to make it Patsy.
Attack.
Give her two coconut
Two
halves.
coconuts, yeah.
There are some things there. There are a few daggers there if you wanted her to equip herself with a dagger.
Yeah, I'll give her 2 so she can dual wield.
Hey, that is going to cap off our episode for this week, but we wanted to give a big shout-out thank you to Tisha from Roll Gay Roleplay. She was our special guest star this week who voiced the character of Mutany. And you can find her podcast, Roll Gay Roleplay, on almost any major podcasting site, Spotify, Apple, Google, anywhere. So go find them. They're hilarious, and we really appreciate her guest appearing on our show.
This concludes this episode of A Fool's Quest. Join us next time for more fun and daring adventure. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, review, and comment on your favorite platform to listen to A Fool's Quest.